Without further ado, I'd love to pass the floor now to my Executive Director, Emer Cook, and she will introduce us now to the thinking behind why we've decided to go for these three focus areas in 2023. So, Emer, if I can invite you to...
So, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, Tony, for this introduction. And I'm pleased to say that I'm going to be the first woman panellist this morning. But actually, that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. I'm here to talk to you about the context behind EMA's strategic focus areas for 2023. But I wanted to explain why we came up with these focus areas and what they mean and put them in some sort of context for you. So I think there are two elements to this that I want to talk about. As you may know, I started my position as Executive Director of the EMA in November 2020. And to be honest, the first 2 years were almost entirely focused on the COVID-19 pandemic. So it was a really challenging but also very, very motivating time. But at the same time, we had a staff engagement survey just as I started my mandate. And one of the findings that came out of this EMA staff engagement survey was that we needed to do more work on leadership within the agency and to really articulate a strategic vision. Now, when I heard that, I said, oh, we've lots of strategic visions. And we do. We've got the network strategy to 2025. We've got our regulatory science strategy to 2025. In fact, we've just published the mid-year report of our regulatory science strategy. And all of this is underpinned by our framework for communication and transparency and engagement with stakeholders. But it is true that if you wanted to say, well, what concretely are we going to do, or what are we going to focus on, it's quite hard to do that in a coherent and articulate way. And so as a leadership team in the agency, we got together and we tried to highlight some areas where we could use the lessons we had learned from COVID to translate some of the learnings into concrete actions during 2023. Now, this doesn't mean that our other activities don't continue to go on, but we just wanted to experiment in seeing if we could have a more integrated approach and really try and shine a light on some specific areas and see if this made a difference. Because in the end, the work that we do and what we want to do is about making a difference to patients. So we can do an awful lot of things, but if they don't make a difference to patients in the end, we need to think about what their value is.